And now, it's time for...
Terry's Tales. I got it. Okay, which episode is this?
8.
I believe so, yeah.
Episode
8.
Terry's Tales. It is October 20th, 2021. I am here with Terrence Thomas and John Gatis.
So anyway, today's topic is the recording studio and the music that we did.
We're going to try to make this as exciting as we can.
And one of the first things that I said when Terry wanted to get a studio in the basement was, we need some pallets to set stuff on top of. But anyway, one of the first...
Oh, are
things
you
we had to
referring to the flood?
Well, kind of, yeah. But one of the things that we had to do was we had to patch the driveway. First, there was a spot in the driveway where the earth was gone underneath it. It was collecting water. And then, so we had to fix that. And then we had to go and shim the ceiling. So that I was walking around up on this floor so that we'd find the creaks and then we'd shim in the ceiling. And that made that silent, you know. And then we had to do special construction. And I'll go ahead and insert some pictures of some illustrations right here.
Yeah, I went to the library and picked up a couple books on building a recording studio. And it said to use 2x6 construction with 2x4s, 16-inch center, and then on the other side, 2x4s, 16-inch, but 8-inch over, so that it was
It's like this, staggered.
so that when one wall moved, the other wouldn't,
Okay.
because they were on different pieces of lumber.
And then we actually put 2 layers of drywall. Oh, and when we was building the wall, we didn't really know how you're supposed to install a door, right? So we attached the door frame right to the wall and then continued building the wall for the door. And that door was the most perfect door in the world. And it was very
Still.
soundproof. I mean,
Still.
yeah?
Yeah, that was an outside door. It was made for outside. I thought that it would bring me a lot of more silence when you shut the door, and that's what it did. It insulated it really well.
Yeah, it did. It sure
But
did.
Uncle Andy came over that day,
Here's where we need a picture of Uncle Andy.
and we were we had built the L part of it, the dog leg over, and then put the door in, and then I think we were just finishing off the rest of that wall. And Uncle Andy came over and he said, "How in the hell did you put that door in there?"
Yeah, because you're supposed to leave space to fit the door and its frame into the wall and then shim around it to make it the right size. But we just stuck it in there. We didn't know.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it was better,
No,
better than we could have done otherwise.
I was aware of that,
Oh, were you?
Oh, you just didn't care.
but I didn't want to have pockets where there was it was insulated.
Well, that was the right thing to do because that did help us.
Oh yeah. No, I was aware of that because I watched one of my buddies do both of my doors.
It's so sad that you lost all the artwork that goes down there. I like that artwork.
Oh well, you know what? I'm thinking of maybe making some little reproductions of some of the artwork.
I would want one plug. John's plugging himself.
But anyway,
Yeah,
a lot of people tell me never mind. So anyway, we got the studio done, but we had to keep the wires and the signal wires 12 inches apart, and no fluorescent lights because they have a 60 cycle hum, and the 2 different thicknesses of glass between the control rooms so that they don't vibrate each other because they have different resin properties and so on. So anyway, got all that done. So, but first we had recorded a couple songs on the Tascam.
Real quick, I got a question. Why did you name it Studio Number 2?
because the Beatles were usually in studio number 2 at EMI.
Okay.
At Abbey Road Studios. That was mainly booked for them.
Okay.
They recorded most of Revolver in studio number 3, but studio number 2 Other than like when they needed big orchestra stuff, Studio One is a gigantic studio,
So,
and it had these speakers all over the place, and it made it sound bigger because they called it ambiophonics, I think, something like that. But that's the reason.
so did anybody other than you guys know why, like, what it meant when, like, did anybody see Studio Number Two and say, "Hey, I know what that's
No, they
from"?
all
Probably
wanted to
not.
know where Studio One was at.
Upstairs.
The name eventually, the meaning changed after some of the clients we were recording. Because a lot of them were crap.
Okay, so your first song, the first song you recorded down there.
Learning How to Feel was what happened was I went to Ron Zeal's guitar shop, and for I think a set of strings, I had pulled out my old Fender Esquire, and I wanted to. Okay, this is how it started. In the Christmas of '95, I asked for and got John Lennon's first solo album, the Plastic Ono Band. And on that is a song called Working Class Hero that he plays the guitar and the acoustic guitar. So I went to Ron Zeal's and pulled out the guitar, I got the strings, but he had these little 4-track cassettes, and I can't remember what they were, but I was thinking, shit, I could afford that. So I called John up and I was like, dude, I'm gonna get this thing and we can multi-track. And we had a blast with that. We was up here. The first thing that we did was Learning How to Feel, and we wanted to do it. I think we had a metronome, or there might have been a metronome on the keyboards or something. But I'll never forget. I think it was you that said we should use the click track, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good, or vice versa, whatever it was. So John gets the click track going, and it's like click, 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 click. We figured out what the timing was going to be for it. Then he says, okay, come in on 4, so it's click, click, click. And I came in and didn't play nowhere near what the beat was. And John had the funniest look on his face. He was like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
Oh my God.
I
I mean, I was so off. It almost, you had this expression that said so many different things. Yeah, that was great.
But the Tascam had some problems though, because you could record 3 tracks, okay, and then bounce them over to 1, and then record 2 more and bounce them over to here, and then record. Eventually you could get 10 tracks. Well, you could keep going if you wanted. You lose it really much. But the problem is once you bounce stuff all together, you don't have those separations anymore. You don't have separate track control. So later on, when we got more tracks, we were able to bounce stuff over to 2 tracks to make stereo mixes, sub-mixes. And that made a difference too.
We were doing a song on of one of our friends, and we had bounced everything over till there was 1 track left, but we needed bass, your ma singing, and me playing a little lead part that I really hacked it anyway. But we kept on going, and your ma was in the bathroom, so that the tile, it did something nice when it was recorded. He was in my bedroom with the bass, and I was in the one pressing the record button. And I kept screwing it up, and we had to start over like 18 times.
So Mom was singing in the John.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A tiled surface will really get a really nice. That's why singing in the shower sounds so good to you. because it bounces off
Oh,
the tile.
me singing in the shower does not sound good
Well,
to
no,
me.
not you.
I tried recording music in the shower before, but all that water hissing sound just getting in the way.
Oh God.
So, who is the most interesting person that you, the most most memorable person or persons that you had down in the studio?
Oh, probably Arm Barcelo, Rock Hood.
What?
It was this old guy that he was on Channel 8's morning.
He made it to Channel 8's morning show?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he sang on it. So
I've got to say, I haven't yet heard anybody on Channel 8's morning show that actually sounded good.
I don't even know how he found me.
Well, he made everybody else sound good. He was singing "Wasted Away Again" in Margaretville.
He did do that. The song, he knew that the song was called Margaritaville.
And the
And he's like,
background vocals were even going Margaritaville, and he's going Margaretville.
wasted away again in Margaretville.
But he didn't even have that kind of rhythm.
Was he doing that on purpose?
No, he's just thought he was cool.
Did you make a whole CD for him?
Yeah.
What I had to do,
Potatoes.
I had to cut his vocal up into a million pieces and move them so that they were timed correctly or somewhat correctly.
Yeah, he was bad. And even after that, there was still.
So you guys actually made money off the studio? Did you put the money back into the studio, or did you like
I
get
lost
paychecks?
money on the studio. I paid a lot of money for everything.
Yeah, that was a big.
Well, you always do things like 110%
Yeah.
when you do anything.
Yeah, that's just the way I am.
So let's get back to the Tascam. What other songs did we record on the Tascam?
Okay, it was learning how to feel, to be alone someday.
Was learning how to feel the one where I used the dog chain and the cymbal?
No, that was that might have been the fourth one. Back in the day.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah, we had fun with that. Was that a total 4-track song?
I was thinking it was, but maybe not. Then we might have got the first reel-to-reel at that point.
Yeah, I can't remember.
If we had enough to play around with a dog chain on a cymbal, then we probably had the.
I'm
Probably had
sure.
the 8-track by then.
I'm sure that we did that upstairs though,
Yeah, we did. We
and
did
I
it
don't
back
think
there.
that 8-track was ever upstairs.
Yeah, it was. The
Oh, was
one
it?
with the glass door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember it being upstairs.
I
But
got
I know
pictures
that
of
we
that.
were. I remember it being down in the control room while I was still, where we were still building it.
Right.
But,
But
anyway,
yeah, we had gone through a couple other different panels and stuff down there too. The equipment was ridiculously good. There was a hybrid digital analog studio, top notch. Really good stuff.
yeah, I made 2 great channels. I got the best microphone cables. I bought that $8,000 Neumann microphone, and that went into these rare preamps, these nice preamps, and then that went into an analog to digital converter. Because you have the analog to digital and digital to analog on any sound card.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the big sound cards, but their digital to audio isn't as good as this piece that I think I paid $1,100 for it or something, just to time this stuff.
Wow.
That timed the studio then.
How many clients had you had down there?
I think 20 maybe.
Was there that many? I know that.
I mean,
yeah,
I
that's-
did
I
like
kinda
that
lost count.
Lorraine National Bank. Maybe it
Yeah,
wasn't
the,
that many.
yeah, the Lorraine National Bank. There was.
What do you mean, Lorraine
there
National
was
Bank?
Farm. Who was that little guy that was going that strong? It's singing it.
Yeah.
Here's
Are
another-
you guys laughing at me?
And then we had.
That was the guy that wanted to sing in his underwear.
What?
Right? I think that he said, I usually sing in my underwear. And me and John are like, no, you don't.
Wow. I don't even want to go think about that.
Did he sing in his underwear?
No, no, we wouldn't let him. There was like several rap acts. Actually, there were hip hop acts. And for what they did, they had excellent vocals.
Yeah.
In fact, and then Adrielle was one of the acts, and she was one of my photo models. I did some different things for her to compliment her. And then the one dude, he got his own studio on Broadway too, Marcus Cross.
What did you do for Lorraine National Bank?
They had like a celebrational song that they wanted to put out on that. It was a promotion. It was like a commercial.
Is that who paid you the most? Did you get more out of them than anybody?
I don't know. Terry handled all the financial things.
I don't remember ever getting $1 from anybody.
Really?
No, I think that we did get paid a couple times, but not too often.
Well, what was your agreement?
No,
when would you
I
get
don't
paid
know
if they
what
sold their
Carm
CDs?
paid me. So yeah, there was several times we got paid.
But I mean, well, let's get back to our own album, because the heck with all them other clients, man.
Okay.
They sucked.
So
But
we
anyway.
we ended up recording a song Someday at John's, and Someday we started upstairs, and then we started building the studio, and then when the studio was done, Someday went from 4-track to 8-track, or maybe it was always 8-track. If you said that was up there.
Well, it was up there for a while. But
Okay.
I think we did transpose it somehow. We might have started it on the Tascam.
Yeah, I think that was on like 4 different recording media. I think that it started on the 4-track, went to the 8-track, reel to reel, then the ADAT, and then the computer. That was the one song that went all the way through everything.
Yeah.
So that was a neat song. Someday is about the
The Rapture.
rapture.
Okay.
And so he played piano out of the song, that like he just kept playing, and then and the drums kept playing, and then that's what we ended up with. We were downstairs and we were recording on whatever by that time. I came upstairs to go to the restroom, and I saw my Bible sitting there, so I grabbed it and I looked at the last red letter words in the Bible, and then it was I am the beginning and the end, I am the Alpha and Omega, I am coming soon. And so we sped up the tape, and John did those parts, and then when you slowed the tape back down, his voice was booming and low.
Mm-hmm.
It came out really nice, and then we did some other stuff to it. And you know what? Matter of fact, I got that thing just gigantic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of this song really is. I can't do that song any justice. Not that was like the best.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I thought the highlight of the album was probably the middle of Somewhere in Time, because that rocked. Oh man, remember that when you and Larry come over to my house and you played that part, right? And it was like there was like 3 segments of lead guitar. Was it Larry Knuth?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like 3 segments of lead guitar in the middle 8 of Somewhere in Time, right? And I thought the first part was good, and the last part was good, but the middle kind of was like, it's kind of wishy-washy, right? So I said, I don't really care for the middle part, you know. And so we came back to the studio, and I was sitting at another computer, and I was doing something, and Larry would play, and I'd go, No, do it again.
I know that sound.
No,
Oh, do it again.
It was Larry was in the studio, and me and John are in the control room. He's on the computer. I'm recording Larry, and Larry's playing his heart out. And as soon as you get done, John would lean over and put the control mic on and say, "No, do it again." And he kept doing that, and Larry got pissed off.
And then
he just
had
wailed.
energy, man. It really came out. And
Yeah.
he probably thought I was going to reject that one too because it was almost sloppy, but it was so filled with energy and feeling that that's what it needed.
Yeah.
So it came out really great. That was the cut. Remember, I said that's it. Keep it.
Yeah, when you asked earlier about clients in the studio, I don't know if you could even call Larry a client.
No, he was
You
more
know,
like a studio musician for our album.
Yeah,
But we did do one of his songs, and he had some great stuff that he wrote too.
yes, he does. Yeah, Miss Your Love. Yeah, he wrote some.
And your
damn
mom
good
sang
stuff.
on his song, Just a Friend. She sang for that song.
Yeah,
That was a great song.
matter of fact, the backing of that was going to be for Larry, and then I think Sherry asked him if she could do it.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's what happened.
I remember I was driving truck at the time, and so I would carry a little keyboard with me, and I'd set it on the steering wheel while I'm waiting in line to get cement powder, right? The truck is stopped. So then I'd put the keyboard on there, I'd rehearse, and then I'd put it down and move the truck up and put it back up and practice some more. So, but anyway, so that's how that went. Because I didn't have time to practice. You know, the job was a lot of hours. But that was a good song.
I'll tell you what, recording over at John's house, I think we had cassettes and we would record from one cassette to the other to get multi-tracks. Yeah, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
He lived, his yard butted up to the train tracks. So we're sitting there playing and all of a sudden, wah, wah. and trains going either way, they gotta beep their horn right at John's house to let people know at Euclid and Road that the train's coming. It's just about at John's house where they gotta blow the whistle. We're up there trying to record.
That's not at the house on Kansas Avenue, is it?
No.
I was gonna.
On G Street and Dakota was the
Oh, okay.
over on the east side. That's where my folks lived. So, but
Oops.
so anyway, what other songs were pretty interesting going together that we did?
I said somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah, over the rainbow. Yeah.
That was pretty interesting. We put down the song, and I wanted to do something for the intro, a little bit something for the intro, but I couldn't play it. And what was the guy's name? He did the algebraic guitar play.
Yeah. Oh man. Dave.
Yeah, Dave Woody.
Yeah, Dave Woody. That's right.
Okay. And so your mom and John were in the studio doing something with the song, and me and him, I told him this is what I want you to do, and he played it. Sort of a finger pick, and it's in the song, but it
tied it all together. It was the perfect accent for the song.
They didn't hear it when it was recorded. They came in and I said, listen to this, because you guys had the door shut and we had the door shut, so you couldn't hear us recording.
I see.
You came in and it was already down.
Okay. Woody was good, man. He had a lot of original songs too.
Is that right?
I've got some recordings of some of his stuff. And some Larry's stuff too. And then, but remember when we were first recording that, we were just kind of practicing recording it, and people were laying in their parts, and then they were just kind of didn't really know how to end it, so they were just kind of like fading off at the end each time they get to that part, right? So, but we kept that. It was like everybody was like dropping out one at a time, and then they're saying, "Well, we need an ending," And then you guys asked me to come up with some sort of ending. So I come up with a couple of strums on the guitar, kind of reintroduce the song back in, and then we were all clapping and singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," and your mom was singing some.
The interesting part of that was the middle that John played was we went and found 3 different voices on your Moz keyboard, and he knew in his head what was going to happen. He said, "Okay, I want that," and we kept going through different things. I want that, and I want that, and I still didn't. I really didn't know where you were going because it was a short thing, and you put 3 different things in.
Yeah, there was like different sounds like
yeah, like just that. Little stuff like that. But it sort of takes you over the rainbow the way that he put it all together.
Okay.
It was really nice. It was really, really nice.
Kind of like an acid shoot. Yeah. Except I never did that, so I don't really know.
And then, yeah, that was.
I like the way John had to put it on record that he never did that.
Uncle Rick
always told me I never needed it.
I always thought you were an old stoner. Anyhow, Uncle Rick.
Uncle Rick did the hand claps with you and I.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 of us. One of the guys from another one of the bands.
Dave Woody was there.
Dave Woody, and then there was
I remember a whole bunch of us.
Yeah, there was about
Sherry and you
half a dozen of us in there doing it, clapping and singing. And who's the guy that said that's all right?
That was Dave Woody.
Sure? I don't think it was. I thought that was.
You said it in the.
Oh, in the credits?
Yeah.
Was it Dave Woody? Okay. I was picturing somebody else. All right. Well, if it's in the credits, then that was.
Who did you think?
Well, there was another band that I can't think of the guy's name.
Perez?
No. Drove me freaking nuts. But anyway.
Why don't you pause that and go get us some coffee?
Okay.
Please.
Okay, part 2 coming up.
Oh, I was able to start it again. There it is. There we are.
Oh, hi. Okay, so commencing part 2 now. So
the noisy guy across the street.
we were talking about there was one song that we were doing. Was it Where Angels Meet the Sky? The beginning of that song, and we had a flautist come in. She played one time.
Why didn't you ask me?
Because she was good. I mean, she was.
You know what, John?
this was before you was playing.
I've been playing since the 4th grade.
Oh well. Anyway, she was pretty good. but so I'm just kidding, Jess. Listen to the music, all right? And then so anyway, she was playing, and there's this one flutter that comes by, goes da 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 da, right? And then, but I had written the notes for her to play, and then it's supposed to go da 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 da, which is a minor arrangement of the same 4 notes or 5 notes. But she played the same 5 notes, and the second time I said that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And your mom said nobody will hear it. And I said I did, so I went in and I stopped her. I said, okay, show me the second flutter of notes, because I really didn't know how to write. She was listening to what I had written. So she showed me, and I said, okay, flat this one, flat this one. So then she practiced for about 10 more minutes, and then recorded it. But
yeah, that came out well. I just listened to it. I have her solo.
some good coffee.
Do you know what I just noticed the other day and I hadn't paid attention? The Stairway to Heaven was on. Beautiful flute. in the beginning and throughout that song, I was like, "Ugh, I want to learn how to play that.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're gonna have to get back together, and I'll have to get you started on doing different kinds of, you know,
Yeah.
collaboration and
I'm working
other
on Victory in Jesus right
things
now.
like that.
we did one of John's songs, Relativity, upstairs, and there's a that song we did a lot of that song. If you listen to the song, John starts coming in before he comes in. He goes like ch-ch-ch-ch-ching, like that. And what we did was we recorded him singing, and then we flipped the tape over. So now he was going backwards.
Okay.
And
Then we applied reverb to it, or echo,
yeah,
so that when it was forward again,
it
it's
was
called preverb. It's the echo.
Prevert.
Preverb. The echo begins before the voice sings, so it's like a backwards echo. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nibble on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil. From a nice 6-string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasting away again in Margaretville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason I stayed here all season with nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Mexican beauty. How we got here, I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaretville, searching for my lost acre of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Now I think hell, it could be my fault. Stepped down a pop top, got my heel, had your cruise on back home. But there's blues in the blender, and soon it will render. That goes in concoction.